Kevin, a big story with in the Washington Post today, their lead story, and it's more of their reporting on some of the documents that Edward Snowden released. And this one shows even more of a reach of NSA, right? The story reports that NSA now has, under this one program,
Mystic,
they've got the capacity to record every single phone call made in an entire country and store them for 30 days. So there's just sort of a revolving thing. As new ones come in, then they purge, the old ones go out, but for 30 days. Every single phone call. And they're doing this, and the program is underway. They just won't identify the name of the country where they're collecting these phone calls. This is massive.
It's massive. And there's 2 points I want to make quickly, is that number one, they haven't identified the name of the country, as you've said, because U.S. administration officials are saying that it would put, our troops in danger and for national security reasons. But this program, Bill, has been going on since 2011. 2011, it's now 2014. I mean, what else are they doing? And the program was actually started in 2009. And so it didn't reach full capabilities. So this has been going on really for 5 years since this has started. That's point number one. Point number two, Edward Snowden leaking this to the Washington Post, huge scoop for the Post. Again, it proves that Snowden is not going away anywhere anytime soon, and that he continues to be able to be a source of information and to some extent a thorn in the side of this administration, but it's not going to go quietly or to stop anytime soon.
Both excellent points, and the Post points out that this program, called Mystic, as you say, right, storing billions of phone calls, right, they are listening in. It means every single phone call. Now, it says the analysts only listen in to a fraction of the calls, but they admit they are listening in on the calls.
And also that they've, according to the story, that they also have considered expanding the program to other countries.
Yeah.
So,
5 or 6 countries they're talking about expanding it to.
And it's just remarkable.
No, last week, or a couple of months ago in January, when he gave his big speech, remember the president said, we're going to do a review of this, what NSA is doing, and I'm going to address it. And he gave this big speech, I think at the Justice Department, I remember. But he said, quote, "The United States is not spying on ordinary people who don't threaten our national security, regardless of their nationality." Well, we are.
Well,
right? We don't spy on ordinary people. If you're collecting every single phone call in an entire country, and you are listening in on even 1% of those calls, we're spying on ordinary people.
And there were 6 objectives that he has said, the administration has said that they used to define whether or not they're going to tap into these calls, and one of which is terrorism. These definitions, Bill, as you know, are so broad. And so, when you use something like terrorism, but I got to be honest, I mean, with the exception of you, can you imagine if this was former President George W. Bush and this initiative were uncovered, the response in the media? I mean, it really is, when you think about back in 2008, then Senator Obama, how he campaigned as an anti-war president, essentially, and now to look at some of these programs, I mean, it's a stunning contrast. He says that it is being done to protect Americans' interests. It still is a remarkable program that the Post has uncovered.
You just wonder, and Peter and I were talking about this earlier, what it will take for the American people finally to say, stop, enough, or for the Congress to say enough. We saw Dianne Feinstein getting pissed off last week, but what's going to happen because of that? I don't know.
Senator Feinstein, I thought that was historic in many ways.
Absolutely.
And how she, responds and continues to respond. Back when she was in California, she said just the other day that she's, she was again talking to the local media about some of these concerns and drones. So it'll be interesting to see how Senator Feinstein, someone in the president's own party, plays this out. But is anybody really surprised? I mean, when you read something like this, Are you surprised that this is being done? I mean, what a time that we live in.
That's what I think. Like you were talking about the tipping point and what people are going to really start to care about. I think at this point it would have to be something genuinely shocking, and I don't think that this is genuinely shocking. Really? Not given what we've seen. I really am not stunned by it.
Well, let's find out what country it is.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And I think they'll be held to pay, and particularly if they expand it to 5 countries, and you get at some point the president's, I think, going to have to stop defending these intelligence agencies and say, yes, things are a little out of whack. We'd better rein things in a little bit.
And I think it's here domestically. It's starting to come from some major businesses. CEO, founder,
yes,
Mark Zuckerberg went on a Facebook rant. Where else would he do it, right? Bombarding President Obama for some of his internet policies. I thought that was something that really stands out. Saying that keep the government out of this internet, keep the internet open. When Mark Zuckerberg is doing that, here at home. I think that speaks volumes as well to the sentiments.
So the program is Mystic, the NSA collecting the phone calls, every single phone call in an entire nation. We're talking billions of phone calls.